And welcome, my lovelies out there. We are here on a special edition of Late Night Love. We actually did this stream because we have a handful of daily doses. Well, actually, I think it's three daily doses to record for Halloween week. And during these stressful times, we thought it was be a decent idea to take a few minutes here at the top to talk about making sure to take care of yourself, your oh, lovey, why am I having trouble finding my words? I just wrote this on the
Taking care of ourselves during
self care.
Self care
Yes, I couldn't.
during this time of stress.
I blanked on the phrase self care, which is actually, and one of the reasons this came to my mind is because I haven't been doing a good job of it recently.
Um,
I've let my mind be taken over by legitimate things. It's not like I've been wasted it on issues and topics. Haven't been wasting a lot of it. No, I've spent some time. You know how I like to shut off my brain. I have done. I've started to kind of try to gather some of that back. But and even today, while I was killing some time waiting to talk to a high school class, I took a few minutes to drop into a meditation. So I've been mindful, and that's what kind of brought me to.
You catch it. You're very busy right now. You catch it where you can.
And so I've been trying to catch it where I can, but I hadn't been,
Ah,
and I hadn't been feeling very well physically. I've been tired and dragging without kind of any real explanation. And those two things came together, and I said, okay, wait a minute. I haven't been taking care of my mental state, and so my physical state is starting to decay.
and
There's,
it's hard when you're in that state of tiredness to make the extra effort for the self care. It seems like one more thing.
yes,
Yeah.
because in a sense, you have to sacrifice something else. You have to sacrifice another piece of time. Because, like right now, all of my time is essentially it's from the time I get up to the time I lay my head down. It's I have to think about things besides myself.
Yes.
My time is not my own at the moment, and so, but what I failed to do is remember that I have to make some time for my own, and so do we. And these times, so does everybody else, and especially during times of stress. Now, whether it's electoral stress or whether it's COVID stress or relationship stress or all of that combined, where it's the whole country is in kind of this big ball of stress. And so we need to be mindful because your physical state is related to your mental state. And so if you allow your mental and psychological state to slip, you become more susceptible to the flu, the cold, and the side and things like COVID. You actually become
Yes.
more at risk.
Yes. Read those studies.
And so, you know, your immune system works best, when you are working best. And if you're under stress, it's not good for your immune system. And so making sure you take the time for self care. However, you do that, there's no single right way for self care.
I do meditation and yoga when I get up. That's mine. And it took me a long time to find it. What worked for me. It was a bumpy road.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time. It's a form of meditation, I suppose. It's my own form of meditation. But it's a long time in self thought. It's meditation. And there's two stages. One's where you don't think of anything, and then you slowly bring in deep thoughts into it. And so it's two stages. But it's to get rid of the simplistic thoughts. It's to move past the simple and to get deep, even if it doesn't mean anything. It's just a state of calming your mind and your body and bringing it into balance, bringing it out of stress, trying to get out of the fight or flight mode for a few minutes, if nothing else. It's where it started, and but it has benefits long beyond those few minutes. And so, but it's important for all of us to take care of our mental state. because a poor mental state becomes a poor physical state, and a poor physical state leaves you susceptible to health issues. And long term, what it's the number one killer was actually stress. The single biggest killer is stress. And so we've been living under stress for 7 months, so make sure we all take some time. Do what you need to do.
Be good to yourself.
I don't care what it is. I can get crass. If you need to be, if you need to self-love a little bit more. If whatever you need to do to de-stress yourself, it's, I'm not going to be judgy. Don't allow yourself to be judged. If you need to go for walks, go for walks. If you need to watch movies and shut your brain off, then watch movies and shut your brain off. I don't care what it is. There's two things I do. I get into I meditate, but that's a short-term things. And the other one I do is I play a game called City Skylines. And I just build things. I like to build dams.
And they're lovely dams too.
I like to build dams. But it's not even, there's not even a point to it. It's just something I found where my brain shuts off everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even care what I build. I don't even care if the city works. I don't care what it looks like. It's just, the point is to find some period of time where my brain shuts off from all the stresses. And because when your brain shuts off from all the stresses, your body shuts off from all the stresses. And that's the real goal. And that's how you help maintain your immune system, the whole, complete immune system. It's body, mind, and soul. And there's wisdom in those ancient knowledge. I think we should be mindful of it these days. And that's a big enough rant for me today. Unless you've got anything we need to add for self-care.
Not that I can think of.
No, because we don't want to ramble on too long. I just think that,
No, I think you threw out many examples. It really doesn't matter what you do. Just take some time for you.
Yeah, especially now with, the next couple weeks are going to be very stressful. I don't care where, for a whole huge chunk of people, the next few weeks are going to be stressful. And I think we all need to be kind. I don't care where you are politically. I don't care where you are economically. We all need to be kind to whoever has the world not turn out the way they want.
Yes. Somebody's going to be upset.
People like me
Somebody is.
Well, people like me have a habit of saying things like, your parties will die. Your tears are delicious. Your parties will die. When someone's team loses and they cry, and us third parties, we're used to losing. So we say things like, your tears are delicious. Your parties will die. And now let me say this. This is not the year for that.
No.
It's perfectly fine 2 years ago. It's perfectly fine 4 years ago. It's all kind of part of the political banter. This is not the year for that. And I will not be engaging in that this year. And if I break my promise, I want you to smack me one.
Well, I won't physically harm you, but I will come upside your head with something, yeah.
Yeah, you hold me accountable, and you all hold me accountable too. So I just want to be clear. This is not the year for that. This is not the year to be rubbing it in. This is not the year to be taking joy in other people's misery. It's, we've had that discussion before about your partnership, but that there's times when, it's one thing, political banter, having some good-hearted, even maybe
Jiving.
not, even maybe some not so good-hearted jiving is part of game. It's part of life. We're all kind of used to it, but this isn't the year. This is a year for kindness to start taking over. This is a year for us to be mindful that we need to be kind. Because you know what? The only people who can change it are us. No one else can do it for us.
Yes.
Okay. So, And thank you guys for taking the time to spend with that short clip. That wasn't a daily dose, but please remember to love everybody. Okay, now I can clip that and make it into a podcast without having to have all this other stuff added.
Oh, okay.
That was the whole point of doing this. she was y'all don't see. She was looking at me like she was confused. What are you doing? And that's
What are we doing? What are we doing? I just roll with it, man. I just roll with it.
No, I was great. I said, Coke. Well, because I want to put this on the podcast, but I usually don't put our daily dose recordings up on the podcast. It's only for people who could come catch it on the Facebook and the YouTube pages. It's a kind of a special. And like we said, eventually those things will be behind paywall. So we're not even pretending. We're telling you right now that eventually the specials kind of things will be behind paywall. It's just, no one's willing to pay money for it right now, so we can't charge.
Right.
It's, the market says what the market says. So we're building market demand.
We're doing 3 questions.
I forgot what I was thinking. I forgot. My mind went blank. I was talking about something.
First, we have to do a test.
Yeah, we're getting ready to do we were talking about, God, I went brain dead. I completely freaking forgot what we talked about. What we were talking about. Anyway. Hey, we have 1,401 listens on our podcast now, by the way.
Yay, ding, 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 ding.
We're almost at 1,500.
1,500.
We got that second 900 came a hell of a lot faster than that first 500.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Now we have more things, but partly it's because of how we've done it. Someone finds us and they go and they go listen to everything. And since the daily doses, there's like 80 of them now, or whatever it is, 70, 69.
72 now.
So
72 went up tonight.
Okay, so we've got default mic in front panel. Okay, so is this on? Why can't I find the switch? Okay, yeah, it's on. All right, you ready? Start testing.
All right.
Sound check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, let's see how it goes. Okay. Near-death experiences, is that what we did today? Or do we do more likely to produce a ghost?
Near death.
Okay. Sound check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, it sounds good today.
Sounds really good.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Okay, so what you needed help on finding a answer to what?
Okay, how do I phrase this? Here's what Terry gave me. Halloween traditions in COVID-19.
That's a daily dose episode?
Yeah.
Oh man, we should actually have talked about that on the stream. Or we still can. Because that's not really a daily dose.
That's all I got.
Well, we're going to have to think of something else. What else you got?
How do you feel about cultural costumes?
Man, these are kind of political questions. I don't want to stay away from political questions.
All right. Then we only have one. Do you believe in ghosts or angels or both?
Okay. Don't have to do that one. All right, so hold on. While we're getting that, let's see if there's anybody who has anybody.
Spooky. Daily ghost questions. Oh, snap.
Hold on. Uh,
Can I mark those two as follow-up?
um,
We'll talk about them on Saturday, maybe.
well, Saturday would be too late. So, but we can do a special tomorrow.
No, we can't.
Yeah, let's just do a special tomorrow,
Okay.
and we'll talk about them tomorrow.
All right.
Well, that gives me some time to figure out how to talk about those in a non-political way.
Oh, well.
No, it's fine. I'm not complaining. It's fine. It's just I have to figure. It's not one of those. Those are things I have to actually contemplate, or else it'll be a messy discussion as I kind of figure my way through it live. Now, there's some value to watching you do that live, I suppose, but
You'd rather not.
yeah, it was better if I have some time to think through that one to make sure I do, because I don't want late night love to become political. We have to touch politics because we touch life, love, and culture and that kind of thing. We will touch politics on occasion, but I don't want to do it overtly. I don't want to have a political message. It's that yes, political things are happening. Here's how we can cope with them. I don't want to have it be I don't want it to be anywhere near political. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I know it's going to be a hard line for us to walk at times because of who I am.
I understand.
But just because who I am, it's going to be a hard line for us to walk at times. So
That's all right.
but it's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. I'm not afraid of it. We just have to figure out how to do it.
Do it. That's all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're not afraid. It's just it's hard. It doesn't mean we don't do it. It just means we just do it carefully. Something non-political. Anybody have Halloween topics for my Daily Dose podcast? Something non-political, spooky, and non-political, spooky, and fun. There we go.
Question mark.
Okay. And we'll see what happens. And we can do some tomorrow. All right. So let's get this one for tomorrow while we have that goes out. All right.
Right. Do you believe in ghosts, angels, or both?
Wow, that's a hard one. Okay. No, it's a hard one to get in under 4 minutes. That's the trick. It's not that the topic is hard, it's figuring out how to squish it in 4 minutes. Some of these are, even though the talent came in handy today, by the way, figuring out how to talk, the talent of figuring out how to talk about things in short. It's this Daily Dose thing is coming in freaking handy in other parts of my life.
Oh.
It's a skill, learning how to take a complex thought and squish it down into 2-3 minutes, and still get the complex thought out.
Yeah.
That's a useful skill, and I get a lot of practice at it. So, and I get a lot of practice at it without scripting it. That's a useful skill. Okay, all right, ready?
Ready.
Okay, Lavi. What have the spirits of the underworld told you to talk about today?
Do you believe in ghosts or angels or both?
Well, I do believe in some. I'm not entirely sure what I want to call it, but I do believe there are, I don't know, spirits, after effects, afterglows. I have the joy to live in the house my grandfather built, and quite literally brick by brick, and he passed away in the bed here in his room. And there are times where I swear my grandfather is here. And it's nothing tangible. It's not like stuff gets moved around or doors open and close. It's just I can feel the presence of my grandfather. And he's here. He comes by from time to time. And and it doesn't spook me out. It's not spooky. It's just, oh, grandpa came by. it's and so in a sense, yes, I do believe in something, but I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'm not entirely sure. Is it a ghost? Is it an angel? Is it a spirit? Is it an afterglow of humanity? I don't know how to describe it. And I probably, it's one of these things I likely won't know until the day I pass. And then we'll find out what really happens, if anything. I'm open-minded to that. I'm one who hasn't. I've examined the future of what you do, what happens in the future, what happens when you. But I have no faith in any one outcome, and so I've long ago decided that what will be. Make the best of me, and we'll see. Let the chips fall where they may. And I've kind of decided that, if spirits exist, if angels exist, if God exists, if ghosts exist, oh, then they do. And, it doesn't actually change our daily life that much because it hasn't changed our daily lives that much. And so while we all go out there and we all are afraid of ghosts and goblins and all the spooky things of our lives, the truth is the only thing we really fear is the eternal. There are predators out there to be avoided, but they're not ghosts. They're human beings. And there are the predator inside you that needs to be dealt with. Because that's the creature that can hurt you the most. The ghosts inside of you, not the ghosts outside of you. Those are the ones you need to take care of. Those are the ones you need to manage. And that is your daily dose of spookiness.
Okay. That was done very well. That was a tough one.
That was a little more serious than I meant to get. I don't know where that came from. But when you do these things unscripted, they don't always go where you mean to.
Where you think they're gonna.
You just talk from the heart and you see what happens. And so we'll talk. We'll do the other one and we'll do the other one tomorrow. We'll sit there and we'll do two more. If we got two more tomorrow, we'll figure them out.
All right.
Unless we can think of something real quick. Let's see. My head has been other places for so long now. Did we talk cemetery already?
No, we didn't.
Okay. We both have cemetery experiences.
Yes.
So, what can we get out of that? Why are cemeteries spooky?
Good.
So we'll get two, and then we can do another one tomorrow.
I don't know how to spell cemetery.
That's all right. We'll correct it. I don't know either. I can't spell for shit. I remember, what was it, my sophomore year in high school? First day of English class, my English teacher goes, I don't know how to spell. Or I can't spell, or something like that. She essentially told us you can't spell. And every Friday we have a spelling test. What? At least she was honest, I guess. But it's like, what? Wait a minute.
Well, she was trying to show you just because you can't do something doesn't mean you can't attain.
Yeah. Well, it's what? And now I suppose there's an honesty to it, and so I still remember it. So there's something to it. I'm just saying, you know, as a what? How old are you? 14. You know, 14, 15-year-old. Someone tells you, yeah, I can't spell, but by the way, we're going to test you every week on your spelling. I just.
The irony.
Yeah, it's just, it sticks with you, man. Oh crap! What was the name of that? What number? It was 73.
Do you believe in angels, the ghosts or angels? That was 73.
And oh wait, that's angles. You believe in angles? That's what I wrote. Do you believe in angles? Do you believe in angles?
Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
Hold on. Okay. Okay, my love. What has the great pumpkin brought me today?
Why are cemeteries spooky?
Ooh, you want the real answer?
Yeah.
It's because humans are afraid of death, and there's no place where death is more apparent than a cemetery. That's the real answer. It's not not a very fun one, but it's the real answer. We are deathly afraid of death, and you cannot go through a cemetery without
thinking
being
about
confronted of death.
with death.
Yeah,
Right.
and so that's the fundamental fear. Then you add things like the nighttime and all the noises of the nighttime that you don't know what that sound is, and you're walking through a freaking cemetery, and you know, is it just the branch brushing, or is it the spirits of the underworld coming up to suck your soul? Right? That's a real question. You know, the fear in the mind. And, yeah. Now, some of us kind of enjoy cemeteries. It's kind of the one place you can go at night where no one's going to bother you.
That's why I like them.
But, you know, it's the...
Nobody comes and hangs out in cemeteries.
Well, except the ne'er-do-wells. And except people like you and me.
Want to be alone, thank you very much.
We go hang out in this. But it doesn't mean it doesn't freak you out.
No, it still freaked me out. But I did it anyway.
Yeah, because you know it's nothing. But
well, yeah, I had to talk myself down a couple times. You know, I left hastily a few times.
Yeah, because they're just freaky places. Well, because you got tombstones and stuff and weird shadows and things look like
weird shadows. Oh my god!
And things look like they're moving, and the wind blows, and because of the trees rustling, and again they come in through all these stone things. And you got the mausoleum, so you always get the one with the weird whoo sound, and it's. And so and there's something very human about being afraid of places where dead people are. It's, you know, maybe it goes back to the days of ignorance, you know, and it's, you know, for most of human history. I mean, we didn't know. And so then you hear these.
Didn't know what? We still don't know what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, but in history, it was hard to tell the difference between someone who was actually dead and someone who was close to death. And this being buried alive thing, it happened more often than we'd like to think.
Well, they used to. I forget what time period. They would attach a little bell.
Yeah.
Down to the into the coffin, and I forget what the number was. It was something like 25%, something insane.
Yes, there's been periods of history where it was a real fear. And so these fears don't come from nothing. They don't come from nowhere. It's, you know, there's the remnants of history's past, but these fears are real. They're not imagined. We just no longer remember where they come from. They've been ingrained in us for so long that they're almost part of our DNA. It's almost ingrained in us that deep. And I think that's why we get so spooked out from trips through to and around cemeteries. And that's your daily dose of spookiness.
What was the time on that?
3:45.
I thought we were running a little long.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay, that's 74.
Lord. All right, 74. What the hell name was that?
Fire Cemetery.
Ah, I have spell check.
How do you spell it?
CEMETERIS.
TARIS?
ER.
I spelled it that way.
CEMETERIS.
Wait a minute.
There's no A's. But is it? I don't know. I can't read that shit without my glasses on. Oh my god. Yeah, so you put it over here. CEMETERIS. Cemeteries. Maybe it's supposed to be pronounced. No, that's assuming that spell check is proper. All right. I have to make tonight's video. All right. So that's going to be it for tonight. Thank everybody for stopping by or not stopping by. And we will actually see you tomorrow. We're going to come here. We got at least one more to do. And we have a couple topics I'm going to talk about. And it's pointless for us to talk about them at 10:30 on Halloween night because it won't do any good. You know, the discussion will be over. There'll be no point. So we have to do them tomorrow in order to have.
Okay.
So we have a couple. Oh, excuse me. Good Lord, got the hiccups on that. We have a couple topics talked about tomorrow, and so we will see you then. Thank you. Good night, and please remember to love everybody. Hey, wait, where'd my mouse go? I can't click the end. There it is. Sorry. Good night.